In a time long past, nestled deep within the African jungle, there lived an orphan boy named Chuwele. He was raised by his beloved grandmother, Makuma, who was 75 years old. Their home was a humble farm, far removed from the bustling village. Together they thrived in the wild, leading a simple yet joyful life, gathering water from the river and foraging for wild fruits. Makuma cherished Chuwele, nurturing his spirit with love and dreams of seeing him grow into a strong, healthy young man. In turn, Chuwele adored his grandmother, respecting her every word and helping her with chores around their farm. One bright morning, as the sun peeked through the canopy of leaves, Chuwele and Makuma set out for their routine chore of fetching water. They planned to collect firewood on their way back, their hearts light and their laughter mingling with the sounds of the jungle. The journey to the river took about half an hour, but on their way back, a chill settled in the air when they stumbled upon a massive footprint, the unmistakable mark of an ogre. Fear gripped their hearts, for the stories of ogres, creatures known for their insatiable hunger for human flesh, echoed in Makuma's mind. Makuma's heart raced. She had heard tales of ogres from her own grandmother, but never had she imagined encountering one. Panic-stricken, they hurried home, and upon arrival, Makuma made a solemn decision. They must leave the farm for the safety of the village at first light. But Chuwele felt a deep connection to their home, a bond forged by memories and love. He was not ready to abandon the only life he had ever known. "I will not go," he declared passionately. "This is my home. I would rather face danger here than leave." Makuma's heart ached at his stubbornness, but after a long and emotional discussion, they reached a compromise. Chuwele would stay behind, and Makuma would visit him regularly, bringing supplies. They created a secret signal, 3 knocks on the door followed by a special song known only to them. This would ensure Chuwele never opened the door to strangers. Days turned into weeks, and Makuma faithfully visited Chuwele, bringing him food and clothes. She was heartened to see him thriving in the wilderness, taking care to keep safe. However, one fateful day, as Makuma approached, an ogre lurked in the shadows, watching intently. The ogre observed their ritual, noting how Chuwele opened the door only for his grandmother. Devising a wicked plan, the ogre slipped away, determined to return with a disguise. The next morning he knocked on the door, imitating Makuma's song with a deep, raspy voice. "Go away, you are not my grandmother," Chuwele shouted defiantly. The ogre, thwarted, retreated, anger boiling within him. He realized his voice was his downfall and vowed to fix it. The ogre cooked a smooth pebble until it glowed red-hot, swallowing it despite the searing pain. Smoke billowed from his nostrils as the stone burned its way down his throat. Yet he endured the agony, driven by the desire to mimic a human voice. After some time he tried singing Makuma's song again, and to his delight, his voice had transformed into a sweet, melodic tone. Eager to ensnare Chuwele, the ogre raced to the farmhouse. This time when he knocked and sang, Chuwele, believing it was his grandmother, opened the door. In an instant, the ogre grabbed him and with a rush vanished into the jungle, leaving the farm silent and empty. Chuwele's terrified cries for help echoed into the void, unanswered. When Makuma arrived the next day, she found the door ajar and the house eerily still. Panic surged through her as she called out for Chuwele, but silence met her pleas. Desperation clawed at her heart as she searched the surroundings and spotted the ogre's massive footprints. Grief overwhelmed her. She understood the tragic truth. Tears streamed down her face as she realized that Chuwele's refusal to leave had sealed his fate. In that moment, Makuma's heart shattered. She mourned the loss of her grandson, wishing he had heeded her warnings. The jungle, once a home filled with love, now felt like a vast, lonely prison. The unfortunate demise of Chuwele reminds us of the importance of listening to the wisdom of our elders. Chuwele's strong attachment to his home blinded him to the danger that lurked nearby. Sometimes change is necessary for our safety, and he who disregards wise counsel may face dire consequences. Let's learn from Chuwele's fate and embrace the guidance of those who care for us.